What's up, guys? My name's Jaylen. It's my YouTube channel, Military Red Sun. This is my first real video. You know what I'm saying? My first real conversation, talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? My last video was like a speech I did in my last high school, and so that was my first speech. I got another one that's coming up. Well, I have another video I'm going to post about. And it's a speech I made. I was blessed to make at Asheville High School. I'm getting the name, but I was blessed to have the opportunity. I spoke in front of 900 people, about 900 people, 900 students. I was invited out, me and my brother Jackson, and it was a blessed opportunity. But let's just get into the video. It's moving week at Howard University. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 2 days away from Bison Week. But it's been cool. These are just my thoughts. But just talking about the transition was like. First day, you know what I'm saying. I was a little nervous, you know. New city. This is my third time in DC. I think this is the farthest I've been from home. And just that transition. Also, is in North. I'm counting DC as the North. Y'all niggas ain't in the South. I'm not counting Virginia as the South either. But you know, I'm up north, you know what I'm saying? This is totally different from the South. Y'all know how to do sweet tea. I drunk some of y'all sweet tea. Sucks. But you know, but this is a fresh start for me, you know what I'm saying? No one knows where I'm from, no one knows what I did. So it's a fresh start. So I gotta catch everybody back up. You know what I'm saying? That I'm about business. That I know my shit real. But I was nervous first day, you know what I'm saying? Moving in, I was tired. I had like 3 bins full of stuff. But it's alright now. I got everything stored away. But the folks here, they chill. They're cool. Conversations. It ain't snake like. My last high school had that problem. You know what I'm saying? Where niggas was just looking for opportunity to just stab me in the back. That's real. But like, I'm gonna go into why I chose Howard, how I feel about Howard, and we're gonna have some little rants on the side. We're gonna get into it. I had Howard and Hampton as my first 2 choices. When I toured Hampton, it just felt really bougie, so I didn't pick it. It felt polished and secluded from the community that was around it, and it was really gated. Both schools are gated, but Hampton felt more gated, like it was protecting itself from what was around it, rather than Howard, which is really in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's got gates, but it's like niggas can come in, walk around and shit. It felt a part of the community. Whether that's true, and I'm finding that out. You know what I'm saying? I love the history here. You know what I'm saying? It was the top reason I picked it. You know, I love the history. He has a revolutionary history. You know what I'm saying? One of my idols, Kwame Ture, he was also known as Stokely Carmichael. Walked these same buildings, walked into these same buildings, walked these same streets. You know what I'm saying? Studied the similar stuff I'm just trying to study, and I'm trying to be on that type of timing. I'm not trying to do the exact same thing, but we don't have similar beliefs. I'm trying to move like him. You know what I'm saying? He was revolutionary. I'm trying to be revolutionary. He's the blueprint. Alongside him, Fred Hampton, and Huey P. Newton. Those are my blueprints. Those are my idols. You know what I'm saying? But the honest truth is, Howard has changed. It's not 1965 anymore. It's not 1989 when niggas was out protesting. Things are just different from 1965 or 1989. The world has changed since then. Niggas ain't fighting as much. If that makes sense. A lot of people are more complacent in the system than they were in the 60s or the late 80s, early 90s. So it's just about getting us back to that, or getting everybody on the same page about that solidarity. In my first week at Howard, I've seen a mix of people. Some are here for the culture, the legacy, and some are for the prestige and the name of the degree, the networking, and all that. And there's some folks pulling up in like luxury vehicles I haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying? And one nigga pulled up in a Polestar. I didn't even know what that was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what a Polestar was. I took a picture of it, looked it up. I was like, I ain't never seen that shit before. Niggas pulling up in shit. Niggas pulling up in tanks. I was like, oh shit. Niggas pulling up in some futuristic shit. I was like, damn. Sorry about the noise outside if you can hear it. DC is about to be under martial law. I'm gonna make another video about that. You know what I'm saying? But that luxury, those luxury cars are reminded that even in spaces built for black people, there's still that divide. Even with the history of radicalism and activism and fighting, you're still going to class divide and clashing priorities. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to get a degree. I didn't come to Howard just to get a degree. I came here because I have a mission, personally. And for me, Howard is like a staging ground for that shit. It's where it's like a training camp. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to sharpen my mind, keep doing the knowledge I've been doing, but like have more access to resources. And I'm clear on my end game. I want to be a revolutionary. I want to be a liberator. And I'm talking about real sustained movement work. Like a sister I learned about recently, Afeni, who's also in DC. She got shouted out in the Grits and Eggs podcast. Shout out her. I'm gonna link her stuff in the description. I'm gonna link a couple stuff in the description. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to be a liberator. I'm trying to be revolutionary. In organized work, organized sustainable work. That kind of shifts power. And since I was young, I've been doing that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I've been around that. I've been in my community working. I felt the pulse in my community, what it needs. I worked food drives. I worked at soup kitchens. I've seen my city struggles up close. Homelessness, food insecurity, food deserts, healthcare, and the weight of policing in my community. I've seen how the local university, ECU, anybody from Greenville knows, just gets what they want. And they fuck over black people in Greenville. Like that bridge on 10th Street that they made. $1 million bridge they made on 10th Street. So the college kids, they have to drive through the hood and see what the city did to Greenville. They built the city's hood right next to the Tar River. So every time there's a hurricane or a little flooding, hits the hood first. Like it's like at a slope. The hood's right here. And as you go up, the ECU and all that's right here. And the Tar River is right here. So every time it floods, it hits the hood first, then it settles. It settles like just below that little hill or that incline, right? And it doesn't hit the university, but it hits the hood where black people are at. I've seen also the small acts of love that keep people alive. Like James Baldwin said, for every person, there's a small group of people that keeps the world active and loving. And I've seen those people. I've been blessed to be around those people. And those people have kept me from being outright nihilistic or like fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? They've kept me empathetic. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make another video where I talk about love and grace. I seen Toni Morrison talk about. I seen a video where Toni Morrison was talking about it, about how love comes with grace. Well, not all the time, because sometimes what people do, they don't give grace, but they give guilt instead of grace, instead of understanding. And I really fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Toni Morrison. She went to Howard too. You know what I'm saying? But the system currently is built to keep people, the same people right there. You know what I'm saying? The same cycle. That bridge that was built in Greenville on 10th Street fucked over a lot of businesses, black-owned businesses on 5th Street and around that area where black people live. Black churches. A lot of those people became homeless. I served them at the soup kitchen because of that bridge, because there wasn't as much traffic coming through. And those people never thrived inside the system. And I went to the NAACP office that's in Greenville every day in the summer. I knocked on that door. Nobody was there. And whenever somebody answered, it was another person in the office. They had like multiple offices. And the NAACP office is like down in the corner. There was another office that opened up. They're like, oh, they're not here. And it's an old black guy who's in at random hours on a Tuesday. Now, one of those times on Tuesday, never there. Called, emailed, nothing. And that was, I was trying to work inside the system at the time, or at least get a feel for what the system was thinking, what it was doing for the black people in the community, and apparently nothing. And the thing about Greenville, you know what I'm saying, it's a smaller black city, especially compared to DC. It teaches you patience. You see, liberation isn't some moment. It's not even a year, it's generations. The struggle is a generational movement. Every year it gets either somewhat better, somewhat worse, but we keep fighting. So when I say I'm here for liberation, I mean I'm here to help lay bricks for the foundation for something that I may never get to see. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's the work. I think one of my family members, he said a quote. It was like, the man who plants trees knowing that he will not sit in the shade has just started to understand the meaning of life. You know what I'm saying? You may plant crops you may never see, but it's gonna feed your family eventually. You know what I'm saying? That's the hope. And there's a difference. A lot of people don't realize the difference between showing up and building something. I spent a lot of my life in more of an observational role than a mobilized, spur of the moment one, and that's intentional on my part. And that's not because I'm scared to act. It's because I believe in being strategic. I'd rather move with a plan than run around doing activism with no structure. You're building a house with toothpicks, essentially, if you have no structure to your activism. Because who's gonna live in the house you built? Who's gonna live there? Who's gonna live in this revolution that empowers nobody or really doesn't change anything? And when I was observing BLM, I did go to a few of the protests. When I was observing BLM, it was so unorganized. Like, what are we asking for? Okay, we're asking for a change of policing, but how much? No one could really say. Get rid of it entirely? Well, how are we gonna get rid of it entirely? My personal opinion is like local. So in each community, whoever is the police knows everybody in that community. You're not gonna shoot somebody you know. Love them or hate. Okay, most people. I want to say most people wouldn't shoot someone they hate, no matter how much. Like if you know their dad or mom or any of their parents or family, you're not gonna shoot them. You're gonna be more in tune with the community if you're from that community. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how policing should be done. But that's not how it's done. The police don't live in the same communities. They live in different. They live in different hoods. Not even hoods. They live in the suburbs, shooting niggas from the hood. Or the black cops trying to fit in the white cops. So they're gonna try to. They gotta act more like they doubt it. So they're gonna shoot niggas and act more, be more offensive, just so they can hang out with their buddies. I'm gonna have another talk about a pig is a pig, regardless of the color. And this goes. I slow down. I can't rant too much. I gotta make other videos. But mobilization without organization burns out quickly. And the flip side of that is some people plan forever. They have a group chat, a reading list, long-term visions, but no real connection with the people they're trying to help. Neither organization and mobilization work together separately. They work together. You need both. Mobilization without structure is chaos. Structure without mobilization is just academic. We're just making a paper. We're just talking about it. We're not really doing anything. An organization without mobilization doesn't move at all. That's another conversation for another day. Again. But right now, my next chapter is about fusing the two. I'm here now to learn the language of organizing at whatever scale. but I'm also here to keep my hands in the dirt and see who's doing the real work. I'm not trying to lose my my grounding in the people. And I think, honestly, that's something Howard's lost. Or more so, a lot of black bourgeoisie and black excellence types. You know what I'm saying? I think they get lost in, they either do the pull yourself up by your bootstraps, pull yourself up by your bootstraps thing, or they're like very vaguely liberal, and they know the problems, not entirely, or they know the problems because they're from that. Once again, black and rich, you're still black. You know the issues, but sometimes people choose to ignore. Sometimes people put their head in the sand willingly. And my work, what I plan to work on, is getting people's head out the sand. Back to the main line. So coming here, my mind's been locked in on discipline. I've been laser focused. Been doing the knowledge, still doing the knowledge. I'm gonna make a big impact, and I have to stay on my course. You know what I'm saying? I can't just see where college takes me. I have to be locked in on my vision, on the vision God's provided me, because He put something in my soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I walk that path. Because what am I gonna tell God? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna tell God if you tell you do something? Nah, I'm good, man. What you gonna tell God? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But here's my plan. Okay, I'll give it a little sneak peek. You know what I'm saying? First semester, I'm training. I'm scoping out the scenery. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's like training camp. You know what I'm saying? I'm scoping out the landscape of DC, community, the culture, organizations doing the real work. The ones in the trenches, you know, actually help people consistently in active relationships with the people they are helping, and I'm trying to serve. And the point is to leave Howard with skills that make me dangerous to systems, not dangerous to my people, by just being academic or just being a mobilizer. You know what I'm saying? Going where the camera's pointing. And that means discipline. Every great movement builder I admire, let me say it again. Every great movement builder I admire has a period where they were unknown, where they weren't leading marches or giving speeches, they were just learning and watching, getting ready. Malcolm X was like that, you know what I'm saying? He was doing the knowledge in prison, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at right now, and I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't planning on big things. I'm not just gonna read, just do the knowledge constantly. I'm big teams on the way. And my camera's falling. So, you know what I'm saying? Another video coming sometime this week. Stay posted, like, subscribe. What else? That's about it. Stay safe, stay black. Much love. Peace.